Oh, video quality on this is terrible. The old coaxial out on my Colecovision. Sometimes it's good, but often it's really bad like this. So what I decided to do is upgrade it to an AV out. And to do this, you need one of these kits. You can buy it online. It's $21. I got it from Cool Retro Projects, but there's lots of people that sell them. You also need some needle nose pliers, screwdriver, hot glue gun isn't necessary, but it's nice. A drill with a 1/4-inch drill bit, some solder, and a soldering iron. I have a really nice soldering iron set up. You can just use one of those cheap ones from Radio Shack. It'll work just fine. But since I have a nice one, I'm going to use my nice one. The first thing I do is open up the Colecovision. This is actually probably the hardest part of the whole thing, is getting it apart and back together. Not because of the screws. It has 8 screws, I think, and that's easy to get out. But the two halves want to stay together, and they're kind of interlocking. So be really careful when you do it so you don't crack it. But after you play with it a while, it'll come right apart. Yeah, like that. And that metal shield, you want to take that off. And it's 2 screws. Mine, unfortunately, had a manufacturer defect where there's too much solder, so it was stuck on. So I ended up having to bend it up. And it worked okay, but it would have been better if it came all the way off. Yours will probably just come all the way off. And take off this little plate. And underneath that is the circuit board that we're actually going to adjust. We're going to solder pins in the ground in, the audio in, the video in, and the 12 volt. And this is labeled on the circuit board that you buy. This is what it looks like when you're done. If you know how to solder, you can do it. You don't even have to add solder. You just use the solder points that are there. I'm not going to teach you how to solder here. So if you don't know how to solder, don't try this. But it's really simple. Next, you want to make 2 1/4-inch holes on the back of your case by the power for the video and audio out. You want to screw these down really tight because you're going to be unplugging them and plugging them in. And you don't want it to twist because it'll actually break the solder points if they can twist too much. I'll put the audio in now. Or audio out, I guess it is. And these came with my kit that I bought. You solder these down. The yellow wire goes to the yellow. And the white goes to the red. And then you'll want to fish your ground through both the ground loops. I just stripped off a whole bunch of the wire and just fished it through. You could use 2 separate pieces of wire if you wanted to. And solder those on. And then after I start putting it together, I use hot glue to kind of keep the wires in place. That helps keep them being pulled off of their solder points later. It's not necessary, but something I like to do. Hot glue is really useful with electronic projects. And here we have it. Much better quality. Much better. Sounds better. Video's better. Everything's better. It's an easy project. I think anybody that knows how to solder could do it.